It's Saturday! Pigtails get a bad rep, you know that? They're not really that bad. Keep your neck nice and cool and stay out of your way, and they kind of shake and it's fun. So I got this really long question from someone who wishes to keep their name anonymous. And since the question's so long and involved, I'm only going to answer one. To be honest, I only really got one question this week. So you guys should really, send me questions. My email's in my mouth. Well, it's a really, really long letter, so I'm going to sum it up for you. Would you like that? I think you would. He said, I'm stuck. I'm in love with the most awesome guy I've ever met. And it says in here that they dated a while back, and then she cheated on him, and now he's engaged to another girl, and she hopes that she'll mess up and he'll go back to her. But she knows he can't trust her. Part 2 of the letter says that she dated another guy who fell pretty hard for her. But she let everything he did get to bug her, like bug. And broke up with him. And told him that promises didn't mean shit. And felt bad for it. And she thinks she might still love him, too. Then there was another guy. She says she thought he was pretty hot stuff. And they rushed into things way too fast. And she was advised to take it slow, but it just wouldn't happen. And she came to the conclusion that he was using her for her body and broke up with him. The last line of the letter says, "Please help me. I know I should make a decision really soon, but like I said at the beginning, I'm stuck." What you need to do, and you might think you're doing this already, but really you're not, and it's very obvious because of this letter, is you need to be honest with yourself. You need to sit down and think, why do you love each of these people? What draws you to him, and him? It might help to write it down. It sounds to me like you'll find that you really like little things about a lot of these people, but you really don't like a lot of things about a lot of these people. I say a lot like there's a zillion. It's only 3, and I don't mean to be rude. It also says in her letter that she's roommates with the top 2, which are the guy who's engaged with a different girl and the one that really bugged her at the time, and she broke up with him. And that is kind of a bad situation to be in. Firstly, because if you want the guy who's engaged to ever trust you again, how can you keep going out with other guys? Right in front of him. You live together. Secondly, why did this guy bug you when you're dating, but he doesn't bug you when you live with him? That's kind of weird to me. Things that bug me about people generally bug me whether I'm dating them or not. So, not that I've dated a zillion people, but they're gonna bug you, whether you're dating them or they're just sitting there in your couch eating your potato chips like some renob, and it's bugging you. It's gonna bug you either way. Do you see what I mean? So, that's one thing to think about, is you don't know what you want, and neither do I. I mean, obviously you love the first guy, and, but I don't think you loved him at the time if you cheated on him. It kind of implies that it was a couple of times. Well, I guess it doesn't really, but depends how many times you cheated on him. But it doesn't really sound like at the time you loved him. And now that he's with somebody else, you want back with him. And then there's this other guy that bugged you. And now you think you might love him again. Then there's another guy that used you. And now that you're apart, you think you might love him again. You can't love all these people. I know there's a lot of people who will contrary that belief and say, no, I've been in love with 5 different guys before. But truth is, if you're in love with 5 guys, I think that means that there's one guy out there that's not any of those particular guys, and you're going to love him more. So anyways, had thought a lot about your problem and get out of the place you're in. That doesn't necessarily have to mean go back to someplace familiar, but maybe you just need to start over all by yourself somewhere. And gosh, that sounds awful, but who knows, maybe immediately, as soon as you've moved out and moved into some place, you could go to Tahiti even, you know. Maybe as soon as you get there, you'll find there's amazing guy. He's not going to make you want to cheat on him. He's not going to bug you constantly, and he's not going to want to have, well, you don't say sex here, but he's not going to want to touch you all the time. He's out there. You just have to find him. And honestly, I don't think he's any of these three guys. Did you hear that? Anyway, stuck in confusion, I hope I helped you at least a little bit, and I hope that you can get out of that situation, and I don't think you should choose between these three guys. I think that you need to find a new one. So, let's get on with the video. Just plant a watermelon on my grave and let the juice run through. Cha-cha-cha! Actually, I didn't really have any plans for this video. In fact, bye. Green, she says.